My name's KIVEYAUNA Garrison, and I go to Cleveland Middle School, and I'm in 8th grade. The gospel is the good news that Jesus Christ came to earth to pay the penalty for us. Even while we were still sinners, he still loved us and died on the cross for us.
My name is Templeton. I've lived in Albuquerque most of my life. I am in my 3rd year at UNM, and I'm currently in nursing school. Christ came down as a man. He lived a perfect life and died a sacrificial death on the cross. In doing that, he took our sins and our failures onto him so that we could be saved and have salvation in that, and that we would be seen as righteous in God's eyes.
My name is Don Davis. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Cammie. We've been together for about 17 years, and God's blessed us with 2 amazing girls, Abby, who's 12, and Andrea, who's 10. Romans 5, 8, and 9. God showed his love for us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. That's the gospel in a nutshell, I think.
So before Christ, I think I was just very self-focused. I did what pleased me, and I was focused on what I could do to better myself and make myself look good. You know, I knew who God was, but I wasn't really following him.
I was tempted with peer pressure a lot at school because I had a lot of friends that wanted me to do certain things, so I wasn't sure. And arguing with my mom a lot and not wanting to listen to her and obey.
I really wasn't walking closely with God. For quite a few years, I kind of stopped going to church, gave up quiet times, go out with my friends, drink a lot, on Friday, Saturday nights. Just would talk and act like a non-Christian, trying to conform to what I thought were expectations of my peers. And so I really kind of strayed away.
It probably wasn't really till high school where I really understood what it meant to have a relationship with God, and that's when I started pursuing my own faith and not someone else's. And over the past couple of years, I think being at a secular college has really brought me even closer to him, and now I'm starting to understand his grace and sovereignty and love for my life.
I kind of hit a low point in the late 90s. It was a New Year's Eve. We're hanging out in Calgary at a bar, trying to pick up women, drinking, and really came overcome with a sort of a sense of loneliness and emptiness, and wound up going back to the hotel room early and just praying, asking God for forgiveness and help give me strength to kind of get my life back in track and back in accordance with his will for me. And then specifically praying, to bring someone into my life. I was kind of tired of being single and feeling alone. And 2 weeks later, he brought Cammie into my life. So it was just an amazing answer to prayer. And then, Cammie has always had a super strong faith. So I started going to church again with her, and it was just amazing the first few weeks. I don't think ever in my life I felt God talking that strongly to me. So again, I hadn't given up my belief, but I had veered off course, and God really vectored me back on very strongly.
When I was about 8 or 9, my dad had left and fell away from the Lord, and it was just me and my mom. So at that time, it felt like God didn't love me because he let something like my dad happen. And when I was about 9 or so, I saw God's constant provision, and he opened my eyes to see that. And I wanted to love him back and wanted to honor him and glorify him. And at that time I also was tempted a lot too, so he opened my eyes to see my conviction and to see the ugliness of my heart.
Now I am much less self-focused and more kingdom-focused. Yeah, I have this unspeakable joy that I know it only comes from Christ, and contentment in him and satisfaction in him. Being
a Christian isn't easy. It's not like, click, everything is great, everything is awesome. And I think the big thing about being a Christian is you have perspective on times of suffering, because it's temporary. We've got greater things in store for us, and that even those times of suffering, God's working, for our good in those times.
I'm still tempted with sin a lot, and still tempted with peer pressure, but not as much as I do before. And when I know something dishonors my mom and him, I don't want to just hide it and just keep it to myself.